Hi, my name is Krunoslav Stifter and I'm the creator of The Art of Dodge and Burn, High-End Industry Retouching Techniques, Series 3. And you are watching a presentation for the new series, Real World Retouching for Retouchers and Photographers, Volume 1, Developing a Business Mindset. Now, for a while now, I have spent my time teaching retouching techniques to both retouchers and photographers, those who want to retouch their own images. Unfortunately, retouching and/or photography skills alone, as valuable as they are simply not enough for you to grow your business doing what you love doing. Now, I don't know at what stage you are in your life and your business at the moment. Maybe you're tired of being broke as a retoucher or photographer and you're just looking for a change. Maybe you're already running a successful business and you're looking to try something new to take your business to the next level. Could be that you are new to retouching and photography, looking for ways to turn your newfound passion into a successful business career. To help people who want to learn more than just retouching skills from me, I decided to expand my teaching skills to involve both business and maybe even more importantly, your personal development. As a former retoucher myself, and by interacting with people one-on-one, I had an opportunity to learn from firsthand, and what I have learned is a lot. This course is a result, and it is designed to help you with business and much more. Despite the overabundance of books, articles, videos, and seminars on just about any business topic you can imagine, and I can assure you there are quite a few of them. In fact, I would encourage you to watch them. Here I have displayed few of them, so finding that information is not a problem. But despite all that information, there seems to be something missing. Many were struggling. One reason must be that many of the business skills are counterintuitive to someone who is not used to thinking in business terms. Instead of reading business literature to familiarize themselves with business principles, they don't even recognize that they should be doing that. And even when they know they should, they choose not to because of other more personal reasons. You see, my job is to help you unlock your business potential, to help you raise your business IQ, if you will. By helping others, what I have noticed is certain common patterns and mistakes people make, especially those that are new to the industry. Some were doing a lot of work for free in hope that they could build a decent portfolio, and there's nothing wrong with that per se. The problem is when you start working for the wrong kinds of clients. These kinds of clients are usually a nightmare to work with, and you often end up with not much more to show for. But many hours of hard work and frustrations later, you might be thinking, okay, I work for free and I don't want it to go to waste, so I'll just choose to publish the work. This leads to attracting more of the same kinds of clients and repelling the ones you really need and dream of working with. They say that the thing that killed the skunk is the exposure it gives himself, is the attention it gives himself. So before you do this kind of thing, you got to make sure that you're not attracting the wrong kinds of clients and repelling those that you want. You need to identify and break out of these kinds of behavioral patterns, or you will be stuck in that vicious cycle for a very long time, and some are even stuck there for years. You see, too many people overvalue what they're not and undervalue what they are. This leads to another very common problem that I see all the time: trying to lower your already too low prices in a desperate attempt to attract new paying clients. If you catch yourself in any of these patterns, you should know there are essentially three types of jobs. The ones that go to your portfolio. So this could be paid or not. So this is something that you use for promotion and you're proud of doing. Then there are those that go to your bank account. You don't display them, but they're money jobs. And then there are the most important ones, the ones people most of the time miss, and those are the ones that you reject. Because think about it, if you get rid of yourself of all the bad jobs, what you're left is the good jobs. Unfortunately, people don't think like that. Again, it's counterintuitive. You see, the rule is either you work for free or you work for full price, but never ever work for cheap. That's an ugly place to be. You see, nobody went broke by saying no more often. Problem is when you say yes too often. When you show that you are desperate by saying yes too often, and you compromise, you are effectively setting yourself up to be taken advantage of, maliciously or not. Because a lot of people will be asking for your services because they're struggling too, and if you say yes to everybody, you're going to have a lot of work that you don't really need, or it's not going to help you in your career, but you are going to say yes to more work and you're going to overwork yourself. So, learn to say no more often and fear of saying yes too often, because it is more likely that you'll go bankrupt by saying yes to everything than by saying no to a lot of things. You should never try to compete with price alone. It's an ugly place to be, because there is always someone somewhere who can do the same job, only cheaper. Then what are you gonna do? Lower your price even still and effectively put yourself out of business? Not work. You'll have more work to do, but it's not good business. Your pricing strategy also determines your position on the market. So be careful who you attract. We saw that earlier. Always give more value than you take in money, because folks who never do any more than they get paid for never get paid for any more than they do. Think about that. In exchange for the value delivered, you get to raise your prices, which is ultimately what you want. And then you escape that dreaded cheap amateur retouching or photography category where the low price puts you. Don't focus on income, focus on delivering massive value. Again, another counterintuitive thing for many people. You see, income is a byproduct of value delivered. So you need to focus on becoming a master of interpreting the perception of value from the point of view of your client. In other words, what is in it for them? That's a million-dollar question. That's the one you want to focus on. See, no matter how you see yourself, that's your reality. But in a business environment, how your clients see you, that's your business reality. That's where the perception of value comes in. Because think about it. If you're trying to sell your retouching or your photography services to my mother, guess is what's gonna happen. You ain't gonna sell your services. I can tell you that much. In fact, you're gonna be wasting her time. She's gonna get angry. So what I suggest instead is to find the right people who perceive the value of your work just as you do, or higher. Do you ever find yourself asking how someone else is capable of charging a lot more money than the quality of the work they would suggest? So for example, you have the same quality work as somebody else's, or you see on somebody else's portfolio, and yet they can charge 2, 3, 10 times more than you can. They're more popular, they're getting more jobs. What's going on? And you're still making the same mistake. You're in the wrong mindset. You're comparing your work to theirs, and you're missing out on the real secret behind their success, which we'll talk about in a minute. You see, I remember when I used to ask myself the very same questions. It was certainly frustrating, and it was getting me nowhere. Then one day I was watching a video similar to this one, and something inside of me immediately clicked. I was having one of those aha moments. I got it. I finally understood their secret. And guess what? It was nothing special, it was nothing magical. It wasn't that they had more talent than me, if you believe that word, or that they even were a lot smarter or better looking than me. The secret which made all the difference was simply in the way they thought of themselves. And as a result, they focused on things I did not. You see, ability to deliver quality work is necessary. But unfortunately, that alone is simply not enough. Without the ability to sell your work, I hate to say it, but you are destined to end up as a business failure. You see, I used to make the same mistake. I used to think of myself as a retoucher, only retoucher. Now, if you're a photographer, you can supplement the word here. What you need to do is you need to do what others were doing that I just told you about, and that is to expand the way you think, and not just think of yourself as a retoucher or a photographer, but also as a businessman, and think in business terms. And that is what I call developing a business mindset. That is the reason why I'm making this course, to help you with that. Of course, with also other things. Before you can sell your idea to anybody, you gotta sell it to yourself. So this course, it's not just about business, it's also about developing yourself. You are your greatest asset. In fact, you are the only asset you will ever have. So you should pay attention to that. You see, if you're editing images and having fun and that's all you do, something I used to do, then you, like me, were hoping to make money. And while you were hoping to make money, somebody else was actually making money. But check out what they were doing. They didn't just edit images, they also did things like networking, connecting with people, developing relationship, working relationship. They were doing stuff to promote themselves on social media. They were blogging, they were exchanging emails, sending to different photographers. They were learning new techniques and then teaching them to expand their influence, to set them, to expose themselves to more work, to more audience, to establish themselves as experts. Because if you're teaching, you know more, right? And for that, you need marketing. And you see, marketing, in case you don't know, is the process of educating your clients why they should choose your product or service over your competitors. It is also involving finding new potential clients or making it easy for them to find you, preferably both. And if you're not doing that, you're not marketing. It's really that simple. And if you're not marketing effectively, chances are you're not making much money and you're struggling with your business. And whether you like it or not, we're in a global economy. You see, if you have an intuitive mind, you have an initiative, you have creative mind, you have initiative, you have a computer and internet access, you can join the economy no matter where you are in the world. And that means more opportunity for people like me who are in the country where you can't get any other job. So it helps to go online and search for jobs that way, which is the reality of many people out there. So there's a lot more opportunity now. However, with opportunity comes competition. So it is a noise out there. There's too many retouchers, photographers. Anybody who has a camera is a photographer. Anybody who has a Photoshop or any other program for retouching is a retoucher, right? So there's all this noise and you're fighting for attention with the right clients. That requires that you master self-promotion and marketing and thinking like a business guy. Now, most of us already know about the importance of marketing, and some of us are even fairly good at it too. But that's not enough. If you really want to develop good business and sustain it over time, you need more. And according to Peter Drucker, which is one of the most prolific authors on business literature and very respected man in that field, he says, all businesses, big or small, have two core functions in order to grow and stay competitive over time. And those are innovation and marketing. Innovation in your services and marketing of your services. Maybe you're selling products, but it's the same thing. So you gotta be new and innovative in your services or products so that you differentiate yourself from everybody else, that you're exclusive. And then you gotta market. Now, of course, marketing is getting in touch with the right people who want to buy your services or products. And because we live in such a competitive world, then innovation in your services often also means innovation in your marketing. So you gotta innovate any way you look at it, which requires a very creative mind. And that's a big part of this course. To succeed in business, we absolutely need to develop a mindset that is constantly thinking, how can I keep reinventing myself? And how can I effectively market myself? You need to do that, and you need to train your mind to do that all the time. That's how you get ahead of everybody. That is why this course is more holistic, more complete approach to developing and growing your business. emphasizing the importance of the whole and the interdependence of its parts. Now, if this is too much philosophical for you, in other words, you need to take care of you before you can take care of your clients. Before you can sell an idea to someone else, you have to be able to sell it to yourself first. Without proper confidence in your ability to raise to the challenge and that you actually deserve the opportunity, you will have a hard time selling your services to anyone, because you will always find ways to ignore opportunities or to sabotage them. You see, your self-image, your self-esteem, predicts and precedes your performance in every area of your life, including business, of course. That's why we need to work on your mindset, and we need to find ways to leverage that for business. Now, I'm going to use a graphic here which is only for illustrative purposes. You see, to develop a kind of mind that's going to develop, create, and maintain a successful business, you have to have more than one thing. That is why this is a very deep, complete course to help you with that. You see, you get two for the price of one. I developed this course in such a way that it's divided into two sections. You get both of those. So the first section is personal development. That's things like self-esteem, self-limiting beliefs which prevent you from doing things you should. Your inner Picasso, how to think more like an artist, how to later leverage that to charge more for your artistic vision. Finding your passion. You know, we all struggle with self-discipline. Well, the best antidote to self-discipline is doing the work you love doing. Then nobody has to push you. Your passion pulls you. It's all about also mastering your craft. This is more advanced stuff for people who have mastered all of the other stuff and now want to take it to the next level. We're going to talk about creativity and innovation. I already talked about that. You have to be able to be new and innovative in your approach to business and anything that you're doing, including your work now. Networking and people skills, I think that's self-explanatory. But then we're going to also talk about, in the second part of the course, how do you leverage that for business? Now, things like self-promoting artists. How do you do self-promotion? We're going to talk about how to avoid Van Gogh syndrome, which is basically a synonym for starving artists. We're going to talk about finding your niche, finding a place on the market that works for you. You know, a small pond with a big fish and exclusive right to fish there. We're going to talk about your pricing strategies, the art of selling. How do you attract clients, but how do you actually close the deal? How do you make a sale? We're going to talk about the power of social media and how to leverage all of the stuff we learn on an unprecedented level. We're going to talk about branding and reputation and much, much more. I just didn't have the more room on this slide. See, if you combine all of that, you're going to develop a mind that's going to work for business really, really well. You're going to be able to succeed in any business. And that's what I want to focus in this entire course. And you see all of these videos that I showed you, I mean all of these titles, subtitles, they're about a half an hour to an hour long, and there are many of them. So it's a very, very deep, comprehensive look, so that anybody can get it, just as long as they commit. If you condition yourself to think like that, you will succeed in any business, in any market, regardless of the state the economy is, because you get to think in a way that allows you to adjust to any market. It's all about how do you perceive your situation, and we're going to talk about that in great detail. You see, there's this Chinese proverb that says, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. I want to teach you effectively how to fish. I don't want to just give you one fish. I want to get rid of you. I want you to learn how to fish so you don't need me anymore, so you can be independent. You see, they say that those that know the how, those that only know the techniques, they will always have a job. But those that know the why we're doing this, they understand the principles, they understand like a business, they think like a business person, they will always be their boss. And that's exactly what I want to teach you. I want to teach you techniques as well, but I want to focus a lot on the principles so that you understand why you're doing something, so that you alone can make a decision and adjust to any economy, because I don't know who you are. You could be a wedding photographer, you could be a fashion photographer, you could be in some Russian country, you could be in American state, you could be anywhere in the world. You could be a retoucher, just starting out, or a veteran, I don't know. But these principles work no matter where you are, who you are. You see, this course is a very deep, comprehensive look at all the components I believe that you need in order to build a truly successful business career. It goes beyond of simply focusing on how to make money, like some courses, but also on how to make money in the long run, in a very competitive world. And most importantly, it will challenge you to think in new creative ways, which is a crucial aspect of any competitive business. Because the easier it is for someone else to imitate or copy what you can do, less valuable you have just become to the marketplace. If I teach you a specific techniques, if I give you a manual, then anybody who reads the manual has the same level of expertise as you, and therefore you're less valuable, because many can do the same thing. So what I want to do is I want to help you to think creatively, to think innovatively, to think in ways that are unique to you. I want to raise your business potential, but also your creative potential, which will help you then come up with new ways to compete, something that's much harder to copy or imitate, and therefore much more valuable. But of course, that alone doesn't mean anything unless we talk about the other thing, and that's, of course, marketing. So to truly succeed in business, you have to follow what Peter Drucker has said. Innovation and marketing. Innovation in your services and products. For that you need be creative. And also innovation in marketing. New ways to reach the right customers, right clients. And all of that requires creativity. Something that it's not a manual. I don't teach you how to read a manual. I teach you how to write a manual. I teach you how to fish. What you will get from me is a unique and honest, truly honest, my own experiences, intelligent, empowering advice. How do you choose to use it? That's entirely up to you. Unfortunately, that's beyond my control. But I promise you that if you apply the principles you will learn in this course, it will change your business and your life. But this course is not for everyone. I gotta be upfront with you. Just for those who are ready to truly commit to work hard on themselves and on their business, because that's the real benefit. You see, work harder on yourself than you do on your job, because if you work on your job, you can make a living. If you work on yourself, you can make a fortune. Each person's income is determined by their philosophy, not by their economy. Your attitude determines how much you're going to make, not the economy. Economy is something that is beyond your control. You can adjust to it, but that's required a different attitude, different mindset. You see, you don't have to go to work on the economy. You only have to go to work on yourself to make yourself more valuable to the marketplace, and they'll take care of you. And this program is much like home fitness program. It only works if you do. No, I can't do push-ups for you. I can teach you how to do them, but ultimately you gotta do them yourself. So don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action that will give you results.